Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. Go ahead, hit the like, hit the share. This video is going to be a little impromptu. It's going on a tip that I got via my Instagram, and I'm going to just see where it takes me. The last video I did was on Barry Hankerson, and this may give just a little bit more insight. Shout out to Earthly Tours. And I'm going to come back to the profile pic because I also find it very ironic, the photo. And I don't think it's her because I follow the person whose photo it is, but it's just very ironic. But anyways, she sends me this. Barry Gordy files $250 million libel suit against New York Daily News. In 1994, they had printed an article that suggested he had sex with a 14-year-old boy, was in a threesome, and urged some female singers to have abortions. The suit, whose names Daily News columnist George Rush and writer Tony Turner. Sound familiar? Like a Jim Derogatis, right? The suit filed in Los Angeles Superior Court also names Daily News columnist George Rush and writer Tony Turner in the suit. Turner reportedly made the allegations in a proposal for a book he plans on having published. So, long story short, whoever was representing Barry Gordy got wind of this little book bullshit these two publishers had cooked up on the side, filed a lawsuit, and nipped that in the bud. So my thing is, why wasn't the people with R. Kelly's camp not doing the same thing? Everybody's on the internet right now playing the blame game, but we're not looking at the right people. So with that being said, Barry Gordy was with Motown, right? If you remember, Barry Hankerson was married to Gladys Knight. It was Barry Hankerson that convinced Gladys Knight to leave her group. Just something to think about. This was an article published back in 1996. R. Kelly, his exciting mansion, and his controversial mix of shock and salvation. And in this article, it's detailing a whole different side of R. Kelly you won't see in today's media. This is an excerpt from it. It says, Kelly also realizes that as a result, he sometimes comes across to people who are not used to mixing salvation with sex as the major confused artist in the music industry. After all, the same man who boasts that he has popularized the art of bumping and grinding so much that even the Statue of Liberty has partaken in the erotic art, also talks extensively on songs and in concerts about religion and making it to heaven to be with his mother, Joanne Kelly, who died of cancer in 1993. This is the type of stuff they won't tell you in the mainstream media because they want to continue to demonize him. But R, short for Robert, Kelly says he is not confused. It's a smooth balance of the secular and the sacred, he says, that has not only made his first two albums chart toppers and his, I can't even see that, his third album #1 debuter on the charts. When my mom passed, she went to heaven. I truly believe that, Kelly says. The only way I'm going to see her again is if I make it to heaven. But at the time, I realized that there's nothing wrong with a little bumping and grinding. None of us would be here if it wasn't for it. A perfectionist, Kelly says he strives for the best in everything, including his home, a breathtaking mansion on Chicago's exclusive New York side. Skip down some more. The school teacher, I believe we saw in Surviving R. Kelly, is the one who put him in his first talent show where he sang Stevie Wonder's Ribbon in the Sky. To his amazement, people screamed when he let out the first note. Although his mother used to have him sing background in a tiny storefront church, Kelly never had sung solo and had never gotten such a response. Oh, wait a minute. Kelly went on to take music and voice lessons and bought a cheap electric keyboard, which he played while singing on street corners, sometimes eating hundreds, hold on, yeah, eating hundreds of dollars in a day. No, earning hundreds of dollars in a day. I'm sorry, this is so blurry. Kelly eventually formed um, a local group, MGM, but he didn't get his big break until he auditioned for a gospel musical and caught the ear of producer Barry Hankerson. This was in 1990. Okay, so here we go. Here go the story. So in 1990, here comes Barry Hankerson. So back to Barry. It leaves you to wonder, why did none of these people act in the same way that every other celebrity would act to shut down false allegations? Instead, what we saw was this individual continue to leak information, stories, tabloids to feed the media frenzy. But nobody ever questioned his background. And why is that? The early 2000s seemed to be quite a rough time for Barry Hankerson. He was getting hit with lawsuit after lawsuit. All his artists were suing him. You wanna know why? 'Cause he was doing some shady business practicing. Sound kind of reminiscent of these charges against R. Kelly with these RICO allegations. The fuck? How do you have the artist under the RICO when it's the management handling the business? Says Toni Braxton settled her multi-million-dollar lawsuit against her former personal manager. Representative of both parties said. Toni Braxton, let's see, skip that. The 39-year-old R&B singer is free to pursue her own projects following her return of a $375,000 advance to manager Barry Hankerson, according to Braxton. Hankerson had previously demanded an additional $1 million to provide the singer with only a partial release from her contract. I don't know what's up with Barry Hankerson and this $1 million, but he always hit that one. Braxton's lawsuit claimed that Hankerson owed her at least $10 million for dirty dealings that caused her to abandon a long relationship. The lawsuit accused the manager of putting his financial interests ahead of Braxton's and inducing the singer to leave a lucrative deal with Arista through fraud, deception, and double dealing. But this is the person you want to get the information from. And oh, how they conveniently miss all the headlines of Aaliyah's uncle ordered to pay millions after his ex exposed his harmful revenge. Like, he was going around telling people she had HIV. He basically tried to blow up her car. Oh yeah, the man is crazy. This is their source information.
Yes, sir. Girl, you shot me down to my knees, yeah. You know, for me, and I'm holding on to the road that you will reach out. Although I feel I've lost you forever, I will believe that you still love me. Girl, say you do, say you do, say you do. Say you still love me, sure. You shot me in the heart. Oh, yeah.
So, here comes Julius, the A&R, and he got some new music from R. Kelly.
That's it, y'all. Most of the fun of the eye, I just close my eyes and say shit to come to my mind. I got a virgin in the trouble. So in the mind, finish up to the drink, bring stuff to the blunt. Take the niggas try to cover my shot. Straight crack when I come with the box. Stretch, I shit straight to the side. Bitches so off, you feel me? Shit, if you more than the jets. Might make these boys on the side of the White House like, bitch, we need water.
This was May 17, 2018. R. Kelly in the studio with Julius and whoever this is. Never mind all these allegations and stuff swirling. Never mind that. So I keep hearing everybody talking about Mo this, Mo that. All I know is the people around him didn't have his back. Right after surviving R. Kelly, January 5th to be exact, what do we have here? Promoting the music instead of tackling a problem. Despite all controversy surrounding I can't even get my words right. Despite all the controversy surrounding Robert Kelly, the R&B, with the premiere of upcoming Lifetime Surviving R. Kelly documentary on the way, R. Kelly drops his new single, Born to My Music, for everybody's Kelly recorded at the Chocolate Factory Studios, Chicago, Illinois, mixed by Abel and A&R Julius. From there, you have R. Kelly retaliates by threatening to expose accusers on new website, Surviving the Lies. However, I don't believe R. Kelly had anything to do with that page. If anybody is peeping game to R. Kelly, he's not the type to be belittling anybody to that matter. So that just has the sour stench of bad representation all over it. And them thinking they could intimidate these girls instead of handling things as they should. The Facebook page, which pushed forth Kelly's agenda to expose these alleged survivors, was recently taken down by the social media site for violating its community standards. One person the Facebook page reportedly targeted specifically is Asante McGee, whom speaks out in Surviving R. Kelly. Is she speaking out, or is it because she's lying? When you following goofy ass pages, you'll find yourself in the midst of goofy ass shit. It's just funny. This is the type of shit that the so-called management was willing to do to try to intimidate these girls instead of confront a problem. And maybe R. Kelly wouldn't be in the situation he's in right now. These people running these fan pages, I don't feel are for R. Kelly either. Because if they were, they wouldn't keep encouraging the clown shit. Everybody got all these questions and ain't nobody bringing up the right people, they say. What's up with him? What's up with Julius, the person holding his music? What's up with all these people that were listed as enablers that have been allegedly cooperating with the FBI? Why ain't nobody talking about them? This lady also works for Kanye West. So you mean to tell me she booking all this sex trafficking for R. Kelly and she's not doing the same for Kanye West and other celebrities? What's going on? Tom Joyner had the audacity to say he was going to mute R. Kelly when he runs with the people in the circle. Nobody's talking about them. The Mayweather twins, who are the runners described in Surviving R. Kelly. Nobody's talking about Bubba. Everybody was so mad when Dana J said he was getting house arrest, but nobody said nothing when Ruby Chris said the exact same thing. When I already knew off top, I already see how it's going over here with Epstein. Hell no, they not finna do that. But anyways, people just look for a reason to be mad. Be mad at the right fucking people. So back to this message that brought me to this video. As I look at the photo is of this girl by the name of Velvet, who was with a real cult by the name of Carbon Nation. And before I started researching Surviving R. Kelly, I was very fascinated with why ain't nobody went and locked this fool up. Clearly, he's over here tricking all these people to travel, abandon all their common sense, and go to him and join these little cult-like activities. You know what? Let me just show you.
An example and live the example and be the example of how we should live. And what I realize is that we're not humans. We're not humans at all. We're an infestation. That's what we are. We're an infected. Hold on. We're an infection in the body, in our own bodies. That's what the earth realm is. Life. We are inside of our own bodies.
Nature Boy.
Individual holographically. Go ahead.
I want to talk about the girl that we know as Kayla now. How is she? Is she safe? Is she healthy?
I don't know a Kayla.
Sunray.
Oh, Sunray, yes, she is healthy. She is beautiful. Oh my, Sunray is just. She is the happiest that she says she's ever been. And she's absolutely loving life. And she did a video recently on, we all encouraged her to go live so that people wouldn't be so worried about her. We all encouraged her to just go live and let people know that you're okay and speak your own mind and tell them what's going on, because she's actually afraid of the people that she ran away from, and I can't blame her.
Long story short, if you go check him out, this is his channel. But he basically out here with his own little cult. You got the Scientologists. You got real cults out here. And it's funny, they will deem R. Kelly as having a cult, but have somebody like Floyd Mayweather as having a harem of women. Hugh Hefner had a harem of women, but R. Kelly has a cult? Really? Leave your comments and thoughts below if you want. I can do a detailed sum up on Carbon Nation. It was also called, I don't even remember at this point. They've changed the name so many times because they've been trying to avoid being apprehended. Anyways, drop those comments. Have a good night.